Hi everyone. After spending most of autumn working 2 jobs, I'm happy to announce that I'm back to my regular work schedule and I now finally have time to make more YouTube videos. So I've been talking about it for a while, how my main New Year's resolution, at least for art, is to use up all of my traditional art supplies that I have gained over the years attending university and just doing art in general. And I thought, to make it fun and to make sure I'm drawing as much as I can, that I should give myself a prompt to study from, or a prompt that I can focus on studying every month. So, so I wrote out these little note things with each of the categories that I had in mind. So for the papers, I only have 10 categories, because what I wanted to do is draw a new prompt at random every month, except for May and October. Because May I'm just going to do mermaids, and then in October I'm going to draw different kinds of monsters. I can't remember all of the prompts off the top of my head, but the ones I'm most looking forward to are for drawing children and drawing men, just because that's not something I do all the time. But yeah, so for this first month of January, we are going to be focusing on Tasteful Lewds, which is something I'd been kind of thinking about and kind of joking around with my fiance. But yeah, I figured learn more. So unlike the usual 30-day prompt lists, like I said, I'm just focusing on one prompt for the whole month, and from there it's kind of just whatever I can do. So what I'm working on right now are just a bunch of sketches based on Google image search. They aren't, a couple of them are referenced from specific images, but half of them are also just what I recall from other anime pictures I've seen. But what I'm noticing with a lot of lewds is that the body proportions are different than in a regular anime, because the usual style is moe these days, which is 6 heads tall. But since for lewds you're really accenting and bringing attention to the curves of the body, so the body is actually a lot bigger in proportion to the head than what is usually seen in today's anime shows. But yeah, so I'm just messing around, and I start drawing from the torso and not necessarily from the head. Just because if you're making a pose, it's just easier to build around the torso, because it's kind of like a core. I mean, that is where the core of your body is. But it's kind of like a sturdy but flexible foundation to start your pose from. But yeah, I'm actually pretty happy that I drew lewds for January. I mean, I would have liked focusing. I think I was kind of looking forward to focusing on drawing men instead, just because I really, really don't draw those, and Lewds are okay, but they're mostly women. But I was kind of excited because there is a Yu-Gi-Oh drawing that I did of Tea Gardner, a fan art that I did, that I wasn't really satisfied with because it was too stiff. And as I was sketching around and practicing these poses, I thought that maybe I could redraw that image so that it was more attractive. But that's why I started drawing a person messing with their hair, because the fan art that I drew of Taya is when she's fixing her hair with into a ponytail. And this sketch I really liked, but because I didn't frame it properly on the page, decided not to finish the drawing, and I just left it as a sketch. Okay, and then for the actual drawing of Taya that I went ahead and finished, actually didn't realize I wasn't recording the pencil lines, but that's okay. The pose is almost the same, but I decided to give Taya a slightly more mature look than in the previous sketch that I did of her. But yeah, I really struggled with drawing the breasts because I don't really draw them. I kind of just avoid them. So I think this will be good practice again for drawing this month will be good practice for drawing female anatomy, as well as I don't know, recognizing nuances in the facial expression and like hand positions for lewd poses. And I am just using my Crayola colored pencils, just because I'm not like planning anything out to be a masterpiece. I do really like this drawing though, but that's probably just because it's the first traditional piece I've drawn in a long time. Probably since I did the Danny Phantom and Timmy Turner illustration a couple months ago, or several months ago. Overall, the drawing took, I think, less than 2 hours. Like I said, I didn't wind up recording the sketch part, but that doesn't usually last all that much longer. So I think this illustration, took less than 2 hours. I think overall it wound up pretty good. Definitely curvier and more suggestive than other drawings I've made. And I just added the green in there to just to add a little bit more color and to to fill up some of the white space in the background. Yeah, I hope you guys like this drawing. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.